Hey everybody, Warren and Brenda Pfohl. We are here, first of all, just to thank you for being a part of this host training weekend. We hope that, like you tell all of our guests, that when you leave this weekend, that you are going to be reminded that you're not alone, what you do matters, and there's a God in your community who loves you. And we've been asked to kind of give a little history, why we think the role of host is so important, and we just want to say thank you. So I'm going to turn it over to Brenda. She's a great storyteller about our story in David, to kind of tell you about who he was and how and why we started David's Refuge.
We're so excited about this weekend for you. And David was born in 1988. He was our middle child. When he was 8 years old, he started having some vision trouble. And we took him to the doctor and eventually found out he had a untreatable fatal disease called Batten disease. And that, of course, turned our lives upside down. Warren was pastoring a church at that point. We walked through the journey with him for 13 years, basically. And in 2009, he left this earth to be with his Savior, Jesus. And we went through an incredible time, those 13 years of just adjustments, and things would just go normal, and then all of a sudden he'd drop, and every single drop we had to readjust and realign. And we during that time were very supported in many ways. People sent us on trips, people loved on us and cared for us, and we were very blessed, but we still just remember that time with incredible pain and difficulty.
Yeah, and so what we tried to do after David passed is we just wanted to figure out, what do we do? We had 13 years of being David's mom and dad, being his caregiver, and one day we're in the hot tub and we're just kind of thinking, and we started dreaming about what could we do with the wing that we had built in our home where we had cared for David. And we decided to turn it into a B&B. We started inviting moms and dads into our home to remind them that they're not alone, what they do matters, and that God and their community loves them. And that was 10 years ago. And now fast forward to here, and here we are with you, with hosts that are carrying on this mission that was started 10 years ago. And to say that we're blown away it's just beyond that. And our goal was to be able to pay forward what so many people did for us as they cared for us and taught us the importance of self-care. And so we just took all that people poured into us, and we grabbed together a bunch of people who formed a board of directors and a mission, and here we are. And we're just grateful. We're so thankful that you are a part of what we do. One of the primary role that Brenda and I played is we were the host. We were the one that provided an environment where moms and dads could just simply unplug and be refreshed and restored and renewed in their role as a caregiver, whether they were married or not married, no matter what their background. Our role as a host was that we could come alongside them and remind them that they can do this. And it was really pretty important. We used to say that we looked at our hosts as the piston of the engine. The hosts are the ones that drove the mission. Now, our mission has expanded and grown. We're no longer just a respite weekend program. We offer so much more. And yet, many parents, this is kind of their entry point. And what you do by being available to those moms and dads is critical. It allows them to feel safe. It allows them to begin to share their story. It allows them to know that there are other moms and dads who are on the journey who can do it. And you're their cheerleader. You're the one reminding them that they can do it. And, we started in our home, and then we went to B&Bs, and we realized we needed more hosts. We needed more Warren and Brendas. And we prayed, and we thought, how in the world are we going to find people? And here you are, listening to us on this silly video, and you're the answer to our prayer. And that's pretty amazing. So Brenda, what about just listening when people are in our group and they're sitting around the table and we have people from all kinds of backgrounds. They're married, unmarried, different religious backgrounds. The importance of listening.
Every time that we would have a breakfast, we would just see that as an incredible opportunity, Lord, or to be able to really listen and hear the stories. And I think our goal was to hear everyone's story. And your story is very important because you walked this journey, but that is not the primary importance during your breakfast time. It's to help engage them and get them to share a little bit about their story. So our breakfasts always focused on them, and often it would turn around and say, how did you ever get through this? And tell us a little bit about yours. But sometimes that never happened. One of the most important things is just to be give good eye contact, to be able to keep your mouth shut so that they can have a chance, because some people don't want to engage, especially if there's lots of people around and they're afraid. But if you just pause and give them a little space and ability to do that, that's one thing that helped.
One of the things that we always wanted a mom and a dad to walk away is we wanted them to experience what we called extravagant love. So many times they're the ones that are pouring out that extravagant love to their child, and they need to know that they are loved. They are loved by us, they are loved by God, and they're loved by a community. And so it's very important, no matter what their background is, no matter whether you agree or disagree with how they live their life, our goal was to show and express extravagant love. And I'll tell you why. We experienced the extravagant love of God in our life. We have our own issues and our own brokenness, and yet God loved us unconditionally. He loved us extravagantly. And it's really our prayer that as we love on them extravagantly, that they would even begin to ponder, is there someone bigger than them and bigger than us that loves us? And that's why we tell people in our mission statement that God and their community loves them. So one of your primary roles is to be an extravagant lover. And that happens by passing a big bowl of bacon and laughing and sharing resources. And boy, you just have such an important and wonderful role every weekend to help moms and dads just feel connected and loved. And we just want to say thank you.
Absolutely. We are so blessed and thankful for each one of you. And thank you so much for taking an entire weekend to be trained and learn more about being a better host. And I just hope that you all leave just feeling totally refreshed and ready and excited to start another year serving with David's Refuge.
And we're praying for this whole weekend. So thinking of you, wish we could be there, but have a great weekend. And don't ever forget that you are not alone. What you do matters so much. And that there's a God and a community that loves you extravagantly. Have a great weekend.